Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending our second webinar this year, which is also the annual meeting of the Condominium Authority of Ontario. My name is Alex Defto. I'm the CAO's Manager of Outreach and Communications. We're looking forward to recognizing our 5th year anniversary with you today. Bienvenue à tous et à tous les membres de notre communauté de condominium à l'Ontario. A couple of administrative points before we begin. We'll be recording today's webinar and we will post the recording later on our website. Should you have any challenges with viewing the slides or hearing the meeting, please let us know in the chat. During the formal part of our webinar, we'll be collecting questions from you. So please post your questions in the Q&A feature there, and our staff will answer them live during the annual meeting portion of the webinar. Please note, we'll be answering questions related to the Condo Authority, but cannot speak to government policy or decisions. We'll do our best to get to as many questions as possible, and we will be posting our FAQs along with the recording on our website, as I mentioned. CAO's bylaws specify that the members of the corporation are the directors of the CAO board. As such, those who have registered today will be able to observe the meeting, but only the members who will be on camera will be speaking. We will kick off with remarks from our chair, followed by a recorded greeting from the minister, and then we will continue on to official business and conclude with remarks from our CEO. So by way of introduction, on screen with us today are the current members of the corporation, including Heather Zordell, Chair of the Board, Alison Scanlon, Vice Chair, Judy Sue, Treasurer and Secretary, Eric Levinson, Vincenza Galatone, and from CAO staff, we have Robin Defo, our CEO and Registrar, and Rana Khurram Manzoor, the Chief Financial and Operating Officer. So I will now start proceedings by handing it off to our Vice Chair, Alison Scanlon, who will do a land acknowledgement, and then it'll be over to our Chair, Heather Zordell, to begin the proceedings.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'd like to begin with a land acknowledgement, as is customary at the Condo Authority. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Dish with One Spoon territory, also known as Treaty 13, with the Mississaugas of the Credit. In a spirit of reconciliation and gratitude for those who first occupied these lands, we offer thanks for the histories, languages, and traditions that influence us today. We seek to both honor and forge new connections with all residents of Turtle Island and beyond. I will now pass it over to our chair, Heather Zordell. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. Hello, everybody. As she indicated, I'm Heather Zordell, Chair of the Condominium Authority of Ontario Board of Directors. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who is joining us today for the CAO's 5th anniversary and annual meeting. The Condo Authority was established in 2017 in response to calls from the sector for information and greater protections. We have seen firsthand the growing awareness and demand for our services. More than 1 in 10 people in our province live in this growing condominium sector. Condo living is an increasingly popular choice and comes with unique rules and responsibilities. These communities need support and guidance. That is why we are very keen to share the progress we've made in reaching and supporting them. Shortly, we will be proceeding with the annual meeting agenda and requirements as outlined in our bylaw. As an independent organization founded by condo owners and accountable to the government through the Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery, we are focused on providing efficient and accessible online services. As we look forward to the next 5 years, our board is fully committed to the critical role the Condo Authority plays in delivering information, education, and dispute resolution through our digital services model. Shortly, you will hear from our CEO and Registrar, Robin Defo. She will speak about some of the Condo Authority's milestone accomplishments with respect to these important services and resources for condo communities. I would first like to touch on a core focus of the Condo Authority this past year, which has been addressing recommendations from the Auditor General's Value for Money audit on condominium oversight. We have made significant progress this past year, and in fact, have completed all of the auditor's recommendations for the Condo Authority. The board is very proud of our small team who have been working tirelessly to get us to this point and who are committed to continually evaluating our performance and embracing opportunities to enhance our services. The feedback from condo communities has been positive to date, including an overall satisfaction rate of 86% with CAO services from our clients, and the over 88% satisfaction among the other 50,000 directors, over 50,000 directors that have taken our director training course since launch. That's an incredible number. Excuse me. We look forward to finding new ways to ensure we are meeting the needs of our clients in support of our vision for a strong and vibrant condo sector in Ontario. We're excited that you joined us today and look forward to sharing more information throughout the meeting. At this point, we are pleased to present some recorded remarks from the Honorable Khalid Rashid, Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery, it's a new name for the ministry, who due to unavoidable changes in his schedule was unable to join us today in person. Over to the video.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to all of you today. I would have been delighted to join all of you in person for this important gathering, but due to unexpected events, namely the passing of Her Majesty the Queen, I'm sending you my greetings through video. I thank you for your understanding and for your willingness to accommodate me under these circumstances. Virtually or otherwise, I'm delighted to greet you today in my new role as Ontario's Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery. It is an honor and a real privilege to continue working for the people of this great province, and particularly to help protect our consumers. First and foremost, I would like to recognize the strong leadership of the Condominium Authority of Ontario and the important work you do to help protect Ontarians. To you, Chair Heather Zodell, I appreciate your dedication in steering the CAO, especially through the unique challenges that the pandemic has posed. To your board members, thank you for your continued commitment to deliver on the CAO's mandate to support Ontario's condo community and more than 1.6 million people who live in condos in this province. To CEO and Registrar Robin Defer and all CAO staff, I'm grateful for your support as our government continues to strengthen consumer protection in Ontario. You have accomplished a lot over the past 5 years and remain resilient in your efforts to increase awareness and build engagement with condo communities and the public. Thank you for that hard work. And above all, my sincere congratulations to you and your 5-year anniversary. I wish you nothing but great success in the years ahead as you continue to stand up for consumers and their investments. As Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery, I will continue doing everything in my power to bolster consumer protection for the people and businesses of our province and to further improve the way our government serves Ontarians, especially those who are making one of the most significant investments of their lifetimes, buying a new home. As you know, our government takes the protection of those living in the roughly 890,000 condo units in across Ontario, as well as those looking to join them very seriously. We recently made legislative amendments to the new Home Construction Licensing Act, which strengthen consumer protections for purchasers of pre-construction houses and condominiums. These changes will help us tackle the issue of unethical behavior by vendors and builders and further put a stop to the type of conduct our government does not and will not tolerate. I must also mention the important role that the Condominium Authority Tribunal plays to help resolve certain condo-related disputes, primarily between condo corporations and owners. My ministry continues to consider opportunities to expand the tribunal's jurisdiction, particularly in terms of what is more effective for condo dwellers, and looks forward to collaborating further on these efforts. We are all working towards a strong and vibrant condo community sector in Ontario and its continued growth for years to come. Together, I know we can continue to build a bright and prosperous future for our great province and for the people who call it home. On behalf of Premier Ford and the entire government of Ontario, I thank you again and I wish you many more successful years of operation.
We thank the minister for those remarks and for taking the time to outline his and the government's commitment to supporting the condo sector in Ontario. We will now begin the Condo Authority's annual meeting as specified in our bylaw. We are pleased to be joined by individuals from the condominium community as well as the public. The meeting agenda and supporting documents will be kept by the secretary along with the minutes of this meeting, which will be approved at our next annual meeting. With a quorum of members present, I now declare that the meeting is regularly called and properly constituted for the transaction of business. Moving on to our agenda for the meeting. The business agenda was included in the materials distributed to members who are the board of directors of the Condominium Authority and was shared in advance of this meeting directly with everyone who registered to attend. May I get a motion to accept the formal agenda of the 2022 annual meeting of members of the Condominium Authority of Ontario?
I so move.
Thank you, Judy Sue, our treasurer, and seconded.
I second the motion.
Thank you, Vincenza. Any discussion? Not seeing anybody's raising their hands. All members, and it is the members who are voting, all in favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. This is anyone against or withholding? No, the motion is carried. Next item is to undertake the re-election of our current director, Allison Scanlon, who has served one term on the CAO board and is standing for re-election for another term as provided in the Condo Act. I nominate Allison Scanlon to be re-elected as director of the Condominium Authority of Ontario for a 3-year term concluding at the CAO's 2025 annual meeting.
I second this nomination.
Thank you, Eric. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. Anyone against or withholding? Sorry, you can put your hand down if you're for. Are you against or withholding? Oh, you're ready to.
I am withholding.
Oh, you're withholding. Right. Allison is withholding because she's not voting for herself. Thank you, Allison. The motion is carried. Next, number 7, acceptance of the minutes of the annual meeting of September 24th, 2021. I will hand the meeting over to Treasurer and Secretary Judy Sue for the acceptance of last year's minutes.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, members of the CAO and attendees from the condominium community who are joining us today. The draft minutes of last year's annual meeting, which took place on September 24th, 2021, were shared with the members. Is there any question from any members on the minutes? Please raise your hand if you do have a question. Seeing none, I move that the minutes of the 2021 annual meeting for September 24th, 2021 be accepted.
I second the motion.
Sorry, I muted myself. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. Everybody, thank you. The motion is carried. I will now hand it back to Secretary and Treasurer Judy Sue as we move on to the matter of our financial statements and the auditor's report for the year ending March 31st, 2021.
Thank you, Chair. We are pleased to present the financial statements and auditor's report for the CAO for year ending March 31, 2022. I will call on CAO's Chief Financial Operating Officer, Rana Kura-Manzoor, to provide an overview of the financial results and auditor's findings.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you to everyone for attending this morning. I'm pleased to present the audited financial statements of the CEO for the fiscal year 2021-22, covering the period from April 1st, 2021 to March 31st, 2022. The partner and the staff of the CEO appointed auditors Sloan Partners LLP joined Grant Thornton LLP on January 4, 2022. The financial records of the CEO were audited by Grant Thornton LLP in May 2022, and audited draft financial statements were presented to the Audit and the Risk Committee on July 14, 2022 for their review. The auditors provided a clean audit report with no misstatements or errors. The board approved the audited financial statements on July 22nd, 2022. They were then filed with the Ontario Ministry of the Public and the Business Service Delivery and are available on our website as part of the 2021-22 annual report. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Rana. I move the financial statements of the corporation for the financial year ending March 31st, 2022, together with the reports of the corporation's auditor thereon, are accepted.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. Thank you all. Is anyone against or withholding? I think we all voted in favor. The motion is carried. Thank you, Judy and Rana. Judy, please continue.
On the matter of appointing the auditors of the corporation, I move that Grant Thornton LLP, Chartered Professional Accountants, be appointed auditors of the Condominium Authority of Ontario until the next annual meeting or until their successor is appointed.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. Thank you. And is anyone against or withholding? I did not see anybody left. The motion is carried. Next, we move on to the election of a director to the CAO board. We are electing a new director to fill the elected director vacancy on the board. I'd like to pass this matter over to Eric Levinson, Chair of the board's nominating committee.
Thank you, Chair. This year's nominating committee process evaluated candidates based on their skills and experience against the competency criteria established in Schedule D to the administrative agreement and to ensure diversity of backgrounds and perspectives from the condominium sector. On behalf of the nominating committee, I nominate Richard Austin to be elected as Director of the Condominium Authority of Ontario for a 3-year term concluding at the CAO's 2025 annual meeting.
I second the nomination.
Any discussion? All in the favor of the motion, please signify approval by raising your hand. And we have everybody voting in favor. The motion is, oh, sorry, was anybody withholding? No, not on this one. The motion is carried. After giving effect to the foregoing, the board of directors of the corporation currently consists of the following appointees by the Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery. Heather Zordell is the minister's appointment for a 3-year term to November 30th, 2024. Judy Sue is the minister's appointment for a 3-year term to March 4th, 2023. And the following elected directors: Allison Scanlon, elected for a 3-year term to September 2025. Richard Austin, elected for a 3-year term to September 2025. Vincenza Galatoni, elected for a 3-year term to September 2024. Eric Levinson, elected for a 3-year term to September 2023. On behalf of the Condo Authority, I am pleased to welcome the newly elected board member, Richard Austin, whose skills and experience will help advance the board's strategic goals in guiding the work of the CAO. His biography is available on it will be available on the CAO's website shortly. Richard can turn on his camera now and join us. Except he's off the screen for me. Sorry about that, Richard. On behalf of the board and the CAO staff, I'd like to take a moment to thank outgoing board directors Larry Bannock and Margaret Samuel for their service on the board. Yeah. I'd like to pass it over to the CAO's CEO and Registrar Robin Defoe to say a few words in recognition of this important 5th-year milestone for the organization.
Thank you, Chair, and hello, everyone. I'm Robin Defoe, CEO and Registrar of the Condominium Authority of Ontario. It's my pleasure to provide some updates today at the 5th annual meeting of the CAO, a milestone we're all very proud to be celebrating. Just 5 years ago, the Condo Authority was launched following a comprehensive government policy consultation that led to the passing of the Protecting Condominium Owners Act 2015 and amendments to the Condo Act 1998. With the passing of this legislation, CAO became a first of its kind, and we determined that to reach all condo communities across Ontario, we needed to offer fully digital services. Like any digital organization, it took time and energy to establish the solid foundations of our initial systems and the organizational structure to support our operations. And early on, the team was recognized for implementing these new services with an IBM IPAC Award, Gold Award for Innovation in 2018. We have continued to refine and enhance our services to ensure they continue to serve condo communities and remain cost effective. While we did not anticipate a pandemic, which would reshape how we all interact, the strategic decision to be fully digital and the technical achievements during CAO's ramp up enabled our continued success in serving Ontario's condominium communities throughout the pandemic. One of the Condo Authority's greatest successes has been our integrated approach to resolving disputes early and collaboratively through the guided steps to common issues and the launch of Canada's first fully online tribunal, the Condominium Authority Tribunal, known as the CAT. Since launching in 2017, we have successfully managed 2 jurisdictional expansions of the CAT by the government, including this past year on January 1st, 2022. Each expansion involves developing new education and resources to help condo communities understand what the expansion means, IT development work to ensure that the online dispute resolution system is ready to handle new types of disputes, and importantly, the CAT chair needs to assess the capacity of the tribunal, develop training on the new jurisdiction, and recruit and recommend the appointment and additional mediators and adjudicators for approval by the board. Users of the tribunal have been very pleased with this digital solution, which guides them through the tribunal process. All condo communities benefit from the binding decisions issued by the tribunal, as those decisions provide guidance and help condo communities settle similar disputes locally. Another expansion this year was the CAO's new advanced optional director training. We developed best practice guides and online modules in 6 key areas to augment our foundational training program. These deep dive courses cover important topics of interest to condo communities and were developed with input from advisory panels and industry experts. We're hearing very positive feedback from those who've already taken this optional training. And as one condo director put it, with this new advanced director training, those who sit as a board of directors will be able to best serve the owners as a cohesive, inclusive team. And we strongly encourage everyone to take this training, whether or not you're a director, to learn more about how your condo is governed. Another strategic priority from the board this year was to increase awareness about the Condo Authority and reach more condo buyers, owners, and residents directly. To that end, we have enhanced our engagement efforts with condo communities. We held public consultations, advisory panels, and user testing sessions. Our information services team gathered feedback through the over 42,000 interactions with clients, and we launched our first quarterly webinar series this past summer. We're committed to hearing from condo community members so we can determine how best to enhance our resources to meet their needs. As one condo legal expert summed it up this past year, the CAO provides useful information and guidance. Since its inception in 2017, it has been an outstanding leader in the condo industry. Many of our clients and owners and directors look to the CAO for guidance. While we're pleased with what we've achieved and the progress we've made, we know there's more work to be done, and we're in a strong position to deliver. The CAO's accomplishments these past 5 years have been made possible due to the strategic guidance of our board of directors, the commitment to excellence from our strong team, and important collaborations with the Ministry of Public and Business Services and other administrative authorities and partner organizations in the condo sector. We look forward to continuing to work together to strengthen Ontario's growing condominium community. And before closing, I want to encourage everyone to please visit our website, thecao.ca, where you can access the resources mentioned here today and where you can subscribe to our mailing list and stay in the know with CAO by receiving updates or sign up for a future advisory panel. Thank you again for attending today, and I'll hand things back to the chair.
Unmuted. This concludes the formal agenda of our annual meeting. Can I request a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move this annual meeting to be adjourned.
I second.
Sorry, I second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? I will ask all our current members, including our newest member, Richard, who are in favor of this motion, to signify approval by raising your hand. And that's everybody. Okay. The motion is carried. I declare the annual meeting of members concluded and adjourned at 9:30. Maybe it's 9:29. I'll pass it over to Alex one last time. Thank you, everyone, for joining today.
Thank you so much, Chair. If you found today's meeting helpful and informative, don't forget to follow us on your favorite social media platform and subscribe to our mailing list. We regularly share best practices, advice on condo living, and news from the sector, including advisories on when we'll be having our next webinar, which you definitely won't want to miss. The link to subscribe is in the chat. So thank you again for joining and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Merci d'avoir été des nôtres. Je vous souhaite une excellente journée. Thank you. Bye.